Hey, good morning. How's it going, everybody? If you're early, you're on time. You're on time. You're late. Don't bother. So I try to get these started early, just so you know. 9:15 is the time I was going for, and welcome. We have a potential breakdown in the S&P 500. Let's talk about it, shall we? So let me pull this over. Yesterday, this was the chart I was showing off with the potential push down as we got near the open. And we came down here and bounced a little above this C wave, or the price right here I had for the C at the 40.85. Well, overnight, we pushed on down to 40.64. Zoom it out to a 2-hour chart now. This whole thing is a corrective off of this high right here. So February has been nothing but a correction so far. Right now we have a higher high, or a higher low, excuse me, tongue tied, higher low. Oh, need to share the chart. There we go. Duh. So, started out with this big drop. Yeah, I got you. Started with a big drop yesterday, 40.85, right there. And yesterday, bounce and drop more. Today, right now, we've hit the 1272 extension of that ABC, and I zoomed out to the 2-hour here to look at the whole big February correction here. The 1618 down here at around 40.36. Got that monthly pivot, of course, at 4,000, almost even. That'll push the. This is ES, so the actual S&P 500 will be somewhat lower than that if we get to that point. And it's all corrective. I mean, this is all corrective. This was a rough move up right there, and maybe a WXY instead of an ABC. This being a W, this being an X, and this being a Y. And so far we have an A, a B, and a C. You know, if you have the WXY pattern, Elliott wave-wise, that can be a 3-wave finale. We'll see. The final piece of that 3-wave finale, though, probably a 5-wave, which maybe that's a 1, 2, 3, could come up here to a 4, and a final push out for a 5 to a lower low than we saw right here. It's kind of my bias for the day. We may see a bounce and a drop, and then find support somewhere down here. Now, the big chart that I've been showing off was this one right here. We could come all the way down to this SPX, and this is SPX, a 3-day chart. This SPX 39.75, or even down to 39.24. Now, there is the potential that we hold at the roadmap line. That's the 3-day roadmap line there. The daily roadmap line right here, coming in right at that 4,000 area. So I've been saying for a few days that if we broke out of the range of that February 7th candle, we either go up or down. Looking like today, down is the bias. So be careful, be cautious. As always, the account you save may be your own. And check this out. Clean this up a little bit so we can actually see. I was talking about the fact that we may break out of this triangle, up or down. We broke out down. This is the current candle on ES for the day. Came down here, that 40.64-ish, and we've bounced a little bit. But we could get continuation right down to that daily roadmap line. NQ, also looking like it may extend down, touch that daily roadmap line. It looked bullish, and then not so much now. Now it looks like a big sideways correction. Russell looks like it's going to extend down also. Dollar looks like it's gunning for that roadmap line. Like I said, it's potential for it to reach up and touch it. Already had reached up and gotten smacked back down. It may continue on that quest to touch the daily roadmap line. SI was getting a little pre-market pop here. Squeeze still set up, still on. Be careful. These things are going to be volatile. This is battle of the hedge funds. They're not playing out over a day or two. This is over weeks, potentially months. So that can be a powerful play if and when the buyers win out over the shorters, the sellers. You can see, though, it's not going to be without massive rips and dips. Hubs also getting a little pop on the earnings play there. Beating on the top, beating on the bottom, losing money in a standardized way, reporting that they made money. That's kind of a crap game if you ask me. I mean, if you're going to cook your books, I mean, just do it the standardized reporting. Yeah, they lost money. But getting rewarded with a pop from 360 up to 400. Zooming out to the daily chart on that one. I mean, resistance right here, right above us, right there. That high. Got to break above that to get any kind of continuation higher. So that's what we got right now. Yeah, I mean, that one can break out, and it's got a long way to go. But if it can't break out above that, we can see it retrace right back to the roadmap line once again. DE also getting a little pop. Look at that, $20 pop on a $400 stock. Not too shabby. Reporting earnings, coming beating on the top, beating on the bottom, making lots of money per share, and getting rewarded for it. We'll zoom this up. Yeah, still climbing into the open. That's very positive for DE. And departure from what Cat was doing. We do have resistance right up here, and this downtrend line we've got to break out above. You can see it right here. So we zoom back out to the daily. We've had this downtrend going for a few months now. Got to break out above that to get up to my target up here in the 480 area. So still got plenty of juice left to go, but it has to break out first. Came down right close to the roadmap line. That was a support zone off of that gap, and this consolidation, and then it was support, and now it looks like we're possibly going to pop out, break out, and go higher. Really, the confirmation play is above 430 for that one to keep going. Next up, AN AutoNation getting a nice pop on earnings. Don't have the earnings yet, but getting a pop. Looking at the chart, let's see where we got support resistance cooking. We're in clear air. This one can just keep on going, baby. Yeah, 160, next target. Right up there. Cold indicates that natural gas is still getting slammed since the ultra short is still climbing. Gonna break out potentially to a new high today. No real retraces, so this makes this a little more difficult to predict. But let's see, 1, 2. Yeah, it's beyond the consolidating right at this right above the 618 extension of this. So or 1618. I don't know. That one can keep running, but natural gas can only go so low. I mean, pushing to new lows today, so probably see new highs on cold. But watch out. A bounce can be in the cards here. We could go back down to $1.50. I mean, this could all be a bubble, and we return right back down to here. So if you're counting on natural gas reversing, be careful. That can just plummet right back down there. DoorDash taking a little hit. We're going to go into some stuff taking hits today. No, excuse me, not taking a hit. That's popping. Reading the numbers backwards. Or I was reading Earnings bad, but getting a pop. Yeah. Resistance. Well, it does have this little gap right here. Got that little gap right there. It looks like we're coming up to test it. Above that, we got the resistance right above it. There's kind of the levels on DoorDash. If it's bullish, it'll run right up to this 107, then do a retrace, then continue. Let's see, Roku, get a small little pop on earnings. Lost tons of money, but didn't lose as much as they thought. Beat on revenue a little bit. Resistance is still right there where we consolidated for a couple months. But the potential is for it to run up here and fill that gap. I mean, it broke out of the downtrend, so it can start a new uptrend. I'm not chasing it yet. It's got a little more to prove to me. mRNA. There's one that's getting hit. Target down here around 143-ish. Just kind of expected to continue down. It did a topping pattern right there with the head and shoulders. Down looks very likely. MSTR, Bitcoin pulling back just a little bit. So seeing MSTR pull back just a little bit. Came up, hit the resistance zone, and pull back. I mean, that's hit it once, pull back, hit it twice, pull back. Eventually, it should get enough energy to bust up through that, but not yet, apparently. It looked better if it had another shoulder. Like, that's a shoulder, head. Looked nice with another shoulder right there. So, well, that's what I'm watching on that one. LIN, excuse me. Little hit, looks like. Probably going to come back to the roadmap line. Right in there at the minimum. Looking like it's getting pretty close. See what happens. This is a big sideways blob of junk. No trend, no nothing. That's like, just be careful if you're trying to chase that thing down. It does make money, but that's no trend for a long time. All of 22. All right, Baidu. Yeah, bouncing off the resistance there. Can't get through. If it gets through, you know, you set alert like a 160. Get through, can go, but looks like a retrace is the more likely path at this point for Baidu. That one, not sure. Must have typed it wrong. Fat fingered the ticker. Oh, look at that one. Right down to the roadmap line. Looks like pre-market. Right there. That's a lot of choppy candles. Goodness gracious. If you can find support here and break out again, uptrend. If it just stays down here, it's probably going to make a lower low. Looks like they beat on the top, not on the bottom. I don't know. ALB, just a sideways bunch of crap right there. Yeah, sideways crap. All right. LUNR went freaking exponential yesterday. What is it? This is probably like a low float. 1.5 billion, volume of 3.5 million. Strong buy. Data processing, huh? That thing went exponential. Exponential things tend to do a deep retrace. Be really careful if you're chasing this one. I mean, really careful. That can come all the way back at least to 17. If not, there's another fib line that sits right there. It's a 88.6. Back like 12, back to where it was 2 days ago. Watch out. Netflix getting smacked a little bit, but not much. I mean, not really compared to where it's been. It does have this support hanging out right through there. May come down here and retest it. Oh, market's open. Watch that one. And Gush getting a little drop there. That's S&P oil and gas. 2x bull, of course, dropping when 2x it goes 2x down when oil's not bullish. And then wrapping it up with snow. Came back to the roadmap line, trying to break out, has not been able to. If it can't maintain anything above there, it can return to the low. Of course, if it can break out, we've got all sorts of resistance above us. Snowflake is one of those lesser understood technology package software companies. So watch for that thing to potentially break out. And market's open. See what we got. IWM had a gap down, I believe. Let's check this out on the low time frames. Yeah, gap down, yep. And looking for the gap to fill on IWM somewhere up here, but we gotta watch for a reversal. So far, this looks sketchy. That's what I would say on that. S&P open below my orange box. My bias is kind of down at this point. Be careful. Adjust these charts back. We can definitely see that drop on down to the roadmap line there. Right there. Breaking below the roadmap line can take us down to that purple trend line. That was the downtrend of highs for 2022. All right. Stay safe out there. Be careful, everybody. And we'll see you again on Monday. I do have a live event, jeffreytrader.com/Friday. Let me type that in the chat real quick. It's coming out at 1:30. Talking about crypto. So it will not be on YouTube. It will be a pop-up event. And I'll see you later. I'm on Ask the Pros too. I don't have a link for that. If you're in Discord, the links are all in the announcements channel. So see y'all later. Have a great day. Bye, everybody.